Aiden, start with you. Obviously, coming into the game halfway through, I guess, what preparation did you have for entering the game at that time, and, what were you feeling at that moment?
Yeah, I mean, same as every week, going to every single game, ready to compete, just ready to take my opportunity and, make the best of it and just, play my role like I needed to. And, everybody around me did a great job today, and, it was a great team win.
Brock or Steven, either of you, obviously the defense, really made a turn. Obviously once the offense started getting some movement, you guys seemed to play with some different energy. Did you sort of feel that? Or was the momentum helping you there?
Oh, yeah, no doubt. Coming out of half, I don't know if it was our first or second drive that we scored, but that really brought a lot of energy to us. I mean, even the crowd today was awesome, supporting us and everything. And I think just coming out of halftime at the defense meeting, we just said, just do your job, because that first half was a little shaky for us, but, we came out and battled in that second half.
Steve, what was the feeling on the field after that last interception?
Yeah, it was awesome. Football's the ultimate team game. We all have a lot of passion for the game. So, anytime someone on our team makes a big play, we all get excited.
Shamar, just with the way that the offense was moving after Aiden came into the game, I guess, how did that help the running game?
It was all around just a great team coming together, just moving forward and getting what we needed to get done. We got that win, and that's really about it.
To enter the week, obviously, backup quarterback, you knew how big of a game this was, but you probably didn't know that you were going to play in it. So how did you deal with that pressure immediately?
I just like to think of it just like practice. It's just practice with people watching. That's really it. You can't make it bigger than it is, no matter the situation. I just trusted my reads, trusted what I did all week, and trusted the guys around me, and it worked out. So.
What were you thinking before that last fourth down play?
Yeah, I told Tice, I said, I'm gonna get behind you. I'm gonna help push you here. And if you watch it back, I actually kind of pushed him to the ground. So thank goodness he actually got past the line. But it was same as any play. Just go into it, ready to go.
Aiden, how much of a lift was it having Parker out there? I know he also transferred from Iowa State, so just having a familiarity with the receiver, you're not getting all the first team reps in practice, that sort of thing.
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously really nice to have him here. I live with him, so we've gotten really close over these past couple months. But I've gotten close with everybody. I think that, it's great having him out there, but it's great having everybody else out there. I feel like I've really made a great connection with everybody on this team. And it feels like home here right now, and I love it, and it was an awesome day. So.
Yeah, and then just with the receivers, how do you feel like that connection is built throughout your first season here?
Yeah, I mean, I think just like I said with practice, it builds every week. You keep getting chemistry every single day. From the first week until now, I think it's about 5 months since I've been here. So, just pounding away every day at the same little things, and we've gotten great chemistry, and it showed today. So.
Yep. And then Brock, on your fumble recovery there, did you feel that tackle? Because it looked like it was a shoestring tackle that got you there at the last second.
Yeah, I was running the ball, haven't ran the ball in a while, but probably should unhitch a trailer a little bit. But yeah, I didn't notice him just trying to get in the end zone and just tripped me up.
Yeah. And then Steven, it seemed like the defense had their struggles there early, but it seems like this has become characteristic for the defense just throughout. They stick to it, and you guys try to limit the amount of points you give up throughout the game. Just talk about the stick-to-itiveness the defense had through the game today.
Yeah, after the beginning of the game, the coaches just say, just play your game. We're a good defense. We just had to get back to our fundamentals, block destruction, tackling, and doing our assignments.
Absolutely. And then Shamari, second straight week with a touchdown. Just take me through what's going through your mind on that run and getting into the end zone there.
It feels great, but at the same time, like, we all played a part in it, and I feel like we came with a game plan and we executed that game plan and we got that win that we needed. So I feel like it was great, but I'm glad that we got that team win.
And obviously, you guys throughout the entire season have been, pretty much right down the middle, pass run, and it's pretty balanced throughout every single drive. Were you surprised with how many pass plays there were right away for you?
No, I mean, it just, game plan wise, we knew we were going to throw the ball more this week, and I think we executed that. we ran the ball really well when we needed to, and it opened up the pass and vice versa. And I think that's why, you know, we were really balanced with everything today because, you know, everybody just all around was doing a great job.
Happy D-Days, you know, that's a win we really needed. And very, very, very proud of our football team. You know, these first 5-6 weeks of the season haven't been easy. Been on the road a lot, played a lot of good teams. Haven't, you know, maybe played quite as well as we certainly had expected to play. But that's a good football team that we beat, a team that's, you know, very deserving of their ranking. They've demonstrated that. You know, it's a team that beat a Big Ten team. And our guys got behind and didn't give up, you know, and that's, I think, the thing that I'm most proud of is because the way this year has been going, it would have been pretty easy for our guys to kind of just say, hey, this isn't going to be our day either. And they showed a lot of character, showed a lot of poise down the stretch, and ended up with a really, really good win.
What went into the decision to put an Aiden in the game midway through?
You know, Aiden's done well in practice. You know, as a new guy coming into the system, you know, certainly was behind, you know, through the fall. He's, you know, he gotten better and better and better over the last couple weeks. You know, been splitting more of the reps out. You know, and you know, certainly don't want to, you know, say, you know, it was, you know, the first half of the season is anyway, you know, based. I just thought we needed an opportunity to maybe get a little bit more momentum going offensively, and sometimes, you know, a change at that position helps you. I will say this: I thought he came in, played with a lot of poise for a guy that really hasn't been on the field. You know, he took advantage of some easy throws early on, and I think the other thing that happened. Once we got some momentum is we started to see some of our playmakers make plays that we've not been making, you know, over the first 6 weeks, you know, and I think some of that is we just got into a little bit better rhythm in the second half offensively, where they did a really good job in the first half of holding on to the football and keeping us on the sideline.
It seemed like before he even came into the game, you guys were making a little bit more concerted effort trying to get to the outside, whether it be run or pass. Was that something that you tried to do early?
Yeah, we felt like this was a game where we were going to have to stress the ball downfield. You know, coming away from the game last week, you know, I really felt that we got into just a little bit too much of a defensive game, and even though we had chances to win it at the end there, you know, felt like we were going to have to. We knew they were going to pressure us. We knew we were going to have to get the ball out on the perimeter a little bit more, and we were able to do that today. At the same time, you know, we had two running backs, both over 100 yards rushing, and you know, it allowed those guys to, you know, to run the ball pretty well, and so our O-line played better today. Anytime you rush the ball for over 200 yards in this league, you know, it's a good day, and the combination of us, you know, making a few more plays on the perimeter, I think, helped that running game.
Obviously, you know, it evened out in the end where the run game, you know, was able to give you guys the go-ahead on touchdown and stuff. But, you know, I mean, right away, Aiden was throwing a lot. What went into, I guess, giving the green light right away?
Yeah, so, you know, some of those were actually our run-pass option throws, where he was making a read to throw the football. You know, he actually checked one play himself, you know, that was a run call into a pass. But, you know, that was our game plan going in. And just, you know, the fact that we were able to sustain drives better there in the second half. It wasn't that we were throwing the ball any more than what we had planned to do in the first half. It was just, I mean, they had a couple of 6-minute drives, you know, in the first half, and so they did a really good job of holding on to the football. And then obviously one of our possessions was super short possession because of the fumble return for a touchdown. So we had to play a lot of defense in the first half. Where offensively, you know, we did a much better job of controlling the football and driving it ourselves in the second half.
So similar to what similar to what you said earlier in the week, that the attempts was more a decision-making thing by the quarterback as opposed to like a called play?
It was a combination. I mean, some were called plays. Some of our plays are run pass options, depending on the leverage. I thought Aiden did a pretty good job of reading those and getting the ball thrown when we needed to, and getting the ball handed off when we needed to. And when that part of your game is effective, it allows you to get more of those 7, 8, 9-yard runs instead of the 3, 4 really, what I call dirty runs. And that's what we were able to do in those drives, and got back into some rhythm and mixed in some tempo, and so it felt like we were operating the way that we can certainly operate in the second half of that football game.
Do you feel like the energy changed on both sides of the ball after you guys started getting a little bit closer?
I thought the points right before half were really big. Even though it ended up being a field goal, we actually put together a pretty good little drive there. Got that field goal right before half. All of a sudden now it's a 21-10 game, and that's a lot different than 21-7. I know it doesn't seem like that, but it does. And then knowing that we had the ball right away in the second half, and we were able to put together a nice drive there early, and all of a sudden now it's a one-score game, and we had all the momentum, and from there, I thought our defense did a really good job. We gave up the one field goal, but keep that team out of the end zone for an entire half is really a good defensive effort, and offensively we were able to get enough points on the board to win.
And last one, is Aiden your quarterback now, or is that something you need to continue to evaluate?
Well, he had a good second half. We'll continue to evaluate those guys' progress, just like we do every week. And, going to make a decision to try to put us in the best possible position to win football games going forward. It was good to see, him come into that. Like I said, for a guy that hasn't played, showed a lot of poise today, and that was a real positive thing, and that experience will be valuable for him.
So this is something you considered before this week, this decision, making the switch?
Yeah, so, he's been, as I said, he's been improving in practice. We've been, trying to create more opportunities in practice to him to get more realistic reps, which is really hard for a number 2. He's taken advantage of those reps. And so was I confident in putting him in? Well, yeah, I was, or I wouldn't have put him in. That he could, run the system and maybe, give us a little bit of a spark when things weren't necessarily going great.
All right, Coach. Just with Southern Illinois' advantage in time of possession today, how much more pressure did that put on you as a play caller, or is that something you can't really think about in the heat of the game?
If you think about that time of possession, it was really all in the first half. Where they had the 2 long drives, and then the fumble, which means and we score in 1 play or 2 plays or whatever it was. We just we just didn't have the ball very much, and so. It really didn't change, and that's why I thought the field goal before half was really important, because, again, just that momentum leading into the second half, the fact that you were able to put some points on the board right before half is really big, and then they always talk about the first, 5 minutes of the third quarter, and we got a touchdown in those first 5 minutes of the third quarter, and now all of a sudden, it's a, whatever it was, 3 or 4 point game, and all the momentum and the fans were great. All of that was on our side.
Absolutely. And then just with the depth you have at receiver, were you putting guys like Parker and Shaheed out there when Aiden did go into the game to try and make him feel a bit more comfortable to start out there?
No, we try to roll those guys. I thought, obviously with Ilador and Bell, we were able to get the ball to them a little bit more today. We haven't been able to do that much. But, really, we leaned on the running game pretty heavy there, and, and took advantage of the throws when we had them. And that's the kind of offense that we want to be.
And how much confidence can it give an offense when even when you're down you can run the football like that?
Yeah, I mean, it's great when you don't have to pass every down, and and when teams are playing you the way that some of these teams have been playing us, we've got to be able to run the football. And Shamari made a big play there had a couple of long runs. Travis was very consistent in his ability to run the football. You get down there in that fourth and one situation where, maybe some would have said kick the field goal. Even though we'd missed it at midfield, I'm going to give the ball to Travis Tice every time because that guy can get a half yard for you, and he did.
Yep, absolutely. And then a lot of this game was decided in no man's land with both teams going for it on fourth down opportunities throughout the game. Just was there like one or two specific plays in the game that might have stood out to you? Like, hey, this is a play that we won the battle in the trenches.
I think one of the big series is when we went for the fourth down and at midfield there and didn't convert it. Our defense went out and stopped them, and that's a big thing right there, And we said going into the game, we're going to have to be aggressive. We've been really good on those short yardage situations. We didn't convert that one, and then our defense came out and made the decision look good because they stopped them. And I think it was the next drive. Where we flipped the field or whatever, but then obviously later we get the field goal to win a game. All right. Thank you, guys.